Hey guys, so I have a client coming over very soon, so I thought I would show you guys my makeup station for when I have a client. I thought that would be really cool to show you guys since I've been making a lot more makeup artist related videos. That would be really helpful for you to show you what works for me and some ideas, maybe tips for you guys if you're a freelance makeup artist when it comes to setting up your station. This has been a newer method for me that I've really been loving, so I thought I would share it with you guys and I hope you like it. So what I typically do is when a client comes over, if I go on site, I always have some sort of mat or base so that I can have my outlined space so I know exactly what my products go on rather than putting the products directly on the counter. It just gets really messy and helps me keep organized having this framework. So right now I have just like two, these are actually placemats that I found worked really well for me. And sometimes if I need to shorten the width of this whole space, I'll just overlap them a little bit. Then I drape a paper towel over the area just so it looks really nice, catches any fallout that might happen from the makeup. But this is an abbreviated version and all my essentials of what's in my full kit. So I do bring my full kit on site, but I only take out my essentials. I don't want to overwhelm myself or the client with too much product. So that is a tip for you guys. I used to think I had to pull out every single product under the sun to be ready in case for anything, but honestly, I think a really great tip that I've learned too is doing a little investigating before the actual application. If you're able to message the client and say, can you show me a picture of yourself of where you love your best makeup to kind of get a sense of their style, I think that's really helpful. And it also kind of helps you see their eye color, their complexion, everything like that, so you can set out products beforehand. And so just so it saves you a lot of time from when you're in the moment and like scrambling for certain products. So I just love that. Putting things in the order of which I'm doing the face. So for me, I always start with a little bit of skin prep, then I start with eyebrows, move into eyes, the foundation, maybe wipe out with a little fallout, foundation, concealer, I have my powders, blush, and then I would do also lips. So if I have it in this order, it kind of just helps me keep organized. I can know where to reach when. So it just has this timeline for you. This has helped me save so much time by doing this. So the first thing I always do is sanitize my hands. That is like #1 most important thing to do in front of your client. They want to see that you're really tidy and that you're very sanitary. For me, when I get my makeup done and hair done, I'm looking at the station. It's definitely a representation of you. So you want to make sure things are orderly and clean. That's super important. I also have a little bottle of alcohol for cleaning. This cleans lipsticks, lip pencils, wiping down your station and keeping things really nice and clean. So I keep that in a little travel size bottle. Here are some of my like prepping station. I like to keep a brush cleaner on hand in case I need to clean in between clients, or if I just need to use that same brush and wipe it off for a different color, whatever it might be. Here's some moisturizers and some primers as well. And here, these are just ones that have really worked for me and are my go-to. This is my brow palette that has really just helped me for so many people, and it has 4 colors in it that just works for so many people. I'm looking into getting the Anastasia brow kit with all those different shades. That's kind of my next investment. Then I built this eyeshadow palette, which so many of you guys asked me about. I made it with Makeup Geek eyeshadows and MAC eyeshadows. So there's just a mix in here. These are just really great neutrals. It's kind of like my go-to bridal palette and works on so many people, and I love this. So I have it in a Makeup Forever customizable palette, also similar to the Z palette, but I just love the size of this one. Then I have some of my primers here. These are the Paint Pots by MAC. Sometimes I will use concealer as eye primer too. Then I have my Inglot gel liner, which is like my go-to black gel liner if the client wants a winged liner. I also have this, which is like save my life for when products dry up. This is the Inglot Duraline. It's like a mixing medium that kind of just refreshes any sort of dried out product. Always want to have disposable wands on hand for mascara, and I like to just always have waterproof. I have non-waterproof too, but clients don't want their mascara to drip, so when in doubt, go with some waterproof mascara, some Q-tips in case there's any fallout. Always have some makeup wipes on hand. Always have a beauty blender sponge that is clean and also a smaller one for under eye area. I love the Sonia Kashuk ones right now. This is some eyelash glue, and this is a tip for you guys as well. I just got this, so when I put like a fresh date on it, this helps me keep track because I have so many glues kind of all over the place and I don't know which one's more fresh than others. So I've started to date my duo glues or any glue I get just to keep track of which one's starting to get old. Then I have a couple of my MAC Studio Fix Fluid shades. I want to have a range because sometimes I mix foundations, which I'll use in my little steel palette here. I grabbed a couple in the range of her complexion shade so that I have options and I can play around with color here. Then I have my concealers, and I love this because you could color correct with these. You can also spot conceal because they're so full coverage, which is awesome. I will typically have a pair of lashes or a couple of pairs. I have a bag of them behind me, but I just want to have one out. I don't want to inundate the space again. I just like pick a pair that works well for a lot of people, but we'll have a discussion about it. If the client wants something more natural, we'll totally switch it out. Always have a sharpener just because eyeliner application you don't want, and lip liner application you don't want it to be blunt and like hurting the client's lips. So I have some lip pencils here that are really great neutrals that I love for bridal work and are go-tos. Again, I have backups over here, but I just want to keep it really simple and decision making really easy on me. So these are some Tart Shape Tape concealers. I do this to help cut the brow a little bit if I want to highlight the brow bone, if I want to go underneath and highlight underneath the eyes a little more than this. And this is another color corrector that works so well, and it's a really nice peachy shade from Lancome. It works so well if you have dark circles. So if a client does have that, I'll prep the eye underneath with that as well if I'm not using one of these. It just depends. This one's a little more hydrating. Then I have some eye pencils. I have black, brown, and a bronzy one. These are just staples to have in your kit. Very rare where a client will ask for blue eyeliner, so I just try to keep the essentials. Then I have my powders. I have the Benefit Hoola bronzer, which is one of my favorites, works on a lot of people, but if that doesn't work for whatever reason, I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It has highlighting powders here and then contour shades that work for various skin tones, which I love, and it's just all in one place. Makes it really easy. Again, I'm just trying to keep this really simplified, have everything in one place. I have two translucent powders on the table. I have the Laura Mercier one, and then I have the Dermablend one. I've been grabbing for this one more than the other one, but there's no particular reason. I like to have both, and I think like having this, people recognize it and feel good when they see it. I've noticed they're like, oh, I have that. It's kind of like conversation piece, and it's just people feel really comforted when they see this. And I have a blush palette here. I have more blushes than this, and I will trade out my magnetic ones, but these are just a variety of cool and warm tones depending on what the client wants. And then here is a highlight powder that works on so many people. This is the Becca Opal highlighting powder. I actually like Champagne Pop even more than this one, so I will have either one of those out or both at the same time depending on the size of the clientele I'm doing, if I'm doing a bridal party or just one person. Always have a hand mirror. I have like a couple of these. I just think it's really good to have and be prepared to show them so they're not having to walk into your bathroom, or you want to be professional and just like have it easy on them and just to hand them a nice clean mirror that you use some alcohol spray on. Spray is one of my favorite products. Also the Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray, but this is like, I cannot be a makeup artist without this. This is like seriously what saves me to keep everything in place. So this is what my station typically looks like. It'll change based on how much space I get in a hotel room, doing a wedding, because like it's so different every time, guys, and like I don't always get this much space. But if I'm doing a client at my apartment, this is what it'll look like. Add in certain things based on what the client needs, but this is kind of like my baseline of how I set up with the things in order and to run it really efficiently. I hope you guys get some inspiration from this. Hope it helps you out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below of this video, and if you want to see more like this, I'm happy to do them. They're really fun for me, and I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.